Hi, Sweet Pea.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
Chit-Chat time.
It is, and it is the last one of the series. I'm very sad to say it.
Yeah.
But it's a nice episode to end on. I would say it's a perfect kind of finish, the fin in French. Just everything is perfectly ended with a kind of good mixture of knowledge, good tips, some good history, some good backstory, some good chat about plants, about crazy food. So I would say
crazy Bavarians
as well. And I chuckled through it when listening back to it through the editing process, and I think it's just a lovely one to end on.
Great.
With the great and lovely Dean Charlton.
Yes, I was just going to say we should say who this is.
Yeah, we should say, of course, who it is.
It is Dean Charlton, who was on Gardener's World 2025, episode 17.
Yes.
When he was prepping for the new RHS Wentworth Woodhouse.
I know, the one
show.
up north.
Mm-hmm. Because he happens to live right adjacent to it.
I know, so he said it was one of the easiest ones to do. He just popped over, popped back.
So easy to get to, as if it was meant to be. But during this chit-chat, we get to hear a bit more about Dean's nursery, Hooton walled nursery.
Yep, Hooton. Yep.
4 acres of it, with an amazing wall that surrounds the entire 4 acres, which is just mind-blowing. And talking of walls, we also hear more about Dean's as yet unpatented drystone skip walls.
Yes, very, very important.
Those are going to catch on.
Yeah, they are going to catch on, aren't they?
We also hear about the meeting of minds between Dean and the Wentworth estate manager.
Yeah.
We hear about his very happy memories of his 6 years at Great Dixter.
I know, which was very good to do. And I would say that this was perfect timing because we'd just been to the Great Dixter.
We'd just visited,
which I think is, you have to do. It's a bit of culture. It's a bit of knowledge that you just have to have under your belt.
And then also you get to understand what all these amazing minds are talking about.
Exactly. Before
everyone
we were just
talks about Great Dixter.
Yeah.
We just go, it's got some nice wide beds, I think.
Yeah.
Some nice wide borders.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were just kind of nodding, going,
yeah.
But now that we've seen it, we were able to...
it for ourselves.
Yeah, we were able to chat about it a bit more.
And so we do talk quite a bit about Great Dixter. We hear about the amazing meadows there.
Yeah.
But we also hear about wassales.
Wassailing.
How to make good money from snowdrops.
Yeah.
And also we mentioned his Bavarian friend, Dean's housemate, who used to make a guess the organ soup.
Oh my God. Yes, that was quite something, and it took me a long time to stop laughing after that.
And to recover from it. Now, in terms of noises, it's not the clearest of recordings. Dean didn't have any headphones, which means we get a lot of sound bleed. It also means that whenever Sweet Pea or I spoke, it would completely cut out Dean's sound, which is difficult for us because we've got a lot to say.
We always have a lot to say.
A lot of oohs and ahs.
Lovely.
Oh, lovely.
And
things like that. So it may sound like we're disengaged. It's not the case. We're hanging off his every word, but we just can't talk. Otherwise, we just wipe him out.
And also what's frustrating is because obviously you can't see our faces, we were both kind of nodding, going, yes.
Nodding enthusiastically.
Trying to show him that we were very much on the same page, just couldn't talk too much.
And also Dean had to reposition himself 3 times, so you'll notice the sound does vary 3 times throughout this. But hopefully you can adjust the volume your end and make it a bit more appealing to your ears.
Yeah.
So, Sweet Pea, what is the format?
So for Dean's dream garden, the structure was garden boundary, shed or greenhouse, 5 ornamentals, 5 edibles, 1 statement tree, pond or pool plus 1 plant, and family's favourite seating area, drink, and 1 plant for that area.
And we will be, as always, putting links to anything Dean mentions onto our website on the gardens page.
Yeah, of course.
Notjustagarden.co.uk.
Yep.
And Dean will also be in the Rogues Gallery on our website on the Chit-Chats page.
Of course, all information, things that he's mentioned, is all going to be there.
Yep. And also pins on the map, so you'll be able to find where these places are located.
Of course. And also want to say once again a big thank you to his family for allowing him to come on the podcast and get away from the nursery, because obviously it's a big family business and he was obviously chatting with us for a good 2 hours.
Yes, so we are grateful to them. We do get a thank you in at the end, but if they hadn't been about, Dean wouldn't have been able to spend time with us.
Nope.
Also, there was something that we talked about after we stopped recording.
Oh, yes.
On the recap of the Gardener's World episode that Dean was on, I say that he was using 1 part vermiculite to 1 part water, which obviously would make for a very soggy mix. Dean confirms that it's 11 parts vermiculite to 1 part water.
Yes, which is very precise.
Very precise, and we did talk about how precise it was, and he said it was something that he had learnt at Beth Chatto's place.
Yes.
And that they had just always been very specific that it was 11-1, not 10-1. They didn't round up or down.
No.
And he never really questioned why that was the case, but it's just always worked. So stick with 11-1.
11-1.
You know what you're doing with
just
that.
all ones.
So if you do want to get in touch, please do so. If you've got any feedback or any additional questions, you can go to our contacts page on our website, notjustgarden.co.uk, or you can send an email to our email address, which is notjustgarden@outlook.com.
Yeah, of course.
So I think we should get cracking, get stuck into our final episode of this series.
Oh my gosh.
We will, however, be back.
Of course we will. We're not going to stop here. No way, Jose.
So this is episode 44, a good old chit-chat with Dean Charlton.
Off we go.
Welcome, Dean, to Good Old Chit-Chat.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for taking time out from your busyness at the nursery.
Oh, no, pleasure.
So you have Hooton Walled Nursery in Wentworth.
It's Hooton's Walled Nursery, yeah. It's very close to Wentworth. We're based in Rotherham.
Right.
Okay.
And the site itself it's 4 acres altogether.
Big patch.
So it's a 4-acre walled garden that we've got.
Wow.
And it's great as well because we're renting through the Wentworth Fitzwilliam estate.
Yeah.
So the estate is linked with it, yeah.
Great. And that wall goes right the way around it, fully enclosed,
Oh, yes.
is it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's nice as well because over the years as well, you can see where people have added to the walls over the hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It dates back to 1735, the site.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
How incredible.
Yeah, there's an engraving actually in the Wentworth office showing the walled garden and the manor house as well, which is across the road, which is now the pub, which is the Earl of Strafford pub. Yeah.
Oh, very important pub.
That's convenient.
Yes.
So your 4 acres would provide for that manor house then?
Yes, it would, yeah. So before we took it on, me and my dad, there was a chap called Richard. He had it for 30 years and he was selling hanging baskets and bedding, peat, cheap on a big scale. Before him, the whole site was covered in dahlias.
Wow.
Like 10,000 dahlias and 10,000 chrysanths back in the 50s, 60s.
And that was for sale?
For the cut flower market.
For the cut flower market, right.
And then before that, it was vegetables, and ornamentals provide for the house. So
what an incredible
soil is
space.
incredible. Really,
is it? I can imagine with
really
all of that history. So we should explain, you were on Gardener's World 2025 episode 17, so not that long ago, and you were preparing for the new RHS Wentworth Woodhouse.
Yes.
And so you had a segment on Gardener's World and you showed us around Hooton Wall Garden. And also gave us lots of hints and tips on various things. I mean,
bud shipping.
Shipping and,
propagation.
But it was very interesting because you were preparing for the show, and one of the things you put into your exhibit was a walled part.
Yes.
And you said you took things from the walled garden.
Yes.
Were you actually taking out of the wall?
Not the wall itself. But it's incredible because the amount of digging that we're doing, and we just keep uncovering things. So there's brick patios that we keep finding, and stone walls, and it's incredible, really. All these treasures that we keep unearthing.
Absolute treasure hunt.
Yeah.
So all the stone that we keep finding, that was taken. Yeah. So I call it a drystone skip wall.
Yep.
So there's lots of things in there that are from skips as well. Actually, asking permission. Course, before going in.
Of course.
Yeah, so lots of bricks and glass and bottles and logs and stone and things like that. So aesthetically, they looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
But the deeper meaning with them, it's a block of flats, really, which is incredible.
Right. On the show, you explained that it was all being returned back to the walled garden. So all those bits and pieces, where do you keep them in the walled garden? Do you have a pile? Or?
I've put them in a pile. Yeah, I've just put them in a pile. And then what I'll do, I'll rebuild something. I won't do the exact same replica, but I'll create another wall using the materials within that then.
Yeah. Right.
Okey-dokey.
And so you're renting that ground. Does that mean you're not responsible for maintaining the actual wall, or is that part of your remit as well?
No, that's who they went with estate, so they'll be maintaining the wall. Which
that's a relief.
I know, which would have been quite a few tens of thousands, I think, to repair.
I can imagine.
And it's quite scary because we've talked to a few people who have these kind of very old walls and that you need to look after them because I can't remember what the term is.
Listed.
But exactly,
listed
yes, listed.
Yeah.
And they're always thinking of, oh my gosh, how do we look after it? And all this money going into it. And you're like, oh my gosh, how?
So much money.
How do you do that?
Yeah. I think it's great as well because we've got full support from the Wentworth Fitzwilliam estate as well.
Oh, great.
I think because we're doing something quite unique and something quite different,
Mm-hmm.
Creating a traditional nursery where we propagate the majority ourselves. It's quite a unheard of thing anymore, really. There's only a few of us in the country doing it.
Oh, really?
So they're really supporting us and they're backing us as well. And it's great because their name comes with it as well. So as we start to progress and get bigger.
So it's you and your father who are running it, is that right?
Yes, we've taken the nursery now, yeah. We've been going to this nursery since I was really small. We'd go to, for bedding plants and things with my dad. We've been going for years and years, but then over the years, about 3 years, it really started to dip down and go into disrepair.
Do you know why?
I think it was just because of the site. It's 4 acres altogether, the site. It just got too much for him. Richard, the chap who had it before.
Yeah,
I understand that.
And then he told us, he said, "Oh, I'm going to be retiring soon." And we were like, "Oh, right, okay."
Oh.
But at this point, we'd not realised it was the Wentworth estate. Yeah, we thought it was land. And then he told us. So what I did it old school. So what I did all my plans and proposals, all my long-term proposals, and I placed the document on the manager's desk at the Wentworth Estate office. And then
really old school, not an email inside.
And then a few weeks later, he called us in for an interview, which was great. So I took my dad with me. We pitched it, and Alexander, he's called, the new estate manager. And it's great as well because I think he was on my wavelength as well. So all the ideas that I wanted to create,
he got it.
Yeah.
He was on the same wavelength as me. And it was like, yes, great.
Meeting of minds.
You've talked about the 4 things, You've talked about propagation. So you've talked about creating these mother beds, these stock beds, where you can take all this propagation material from. Talking about the heritage of the site as well. Like I said, it had gone into quite disrepair. But then we want to rejuvenate it now. We want to bring it back to life.
Yeah.
There's the education side as well, which I'd like to going forward in many years' time. But getting looking at education, looking at study days and workshops, and getting the kids in for forest schools and things like that. There's so many opportunities that we've got, and the potential with this place is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real growth.
And then it was biodiversity as well, the conservation, the ecology side to it as well. Because I'd been working at Great Dixter, this arts and crafts garden down south, for 6 years.
Yeah.
The things that I'd learned down there, from the ancient meadows that they've got, which have not been ploughed in 400 years or so. These meadows,
is that right?
Potted orchids and the changing tapestry throughout the year, and looking at the habitats, really looking at all the niche little areas, the piles of sand, the thatched roofs and things like that, creating all these different habitats. So learning about that and then bringing it back to this area, to this in Rotherham. He was like, great, you've got it.
How fantastic that Alexander was on the same page and had so much awareness as well.
I think with a state like that, I think he's really looking at more the conservation side now.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and looking at that, so that's why he was so keen, I think.
You ticked all the boxes. So we did hear about your background, obviously on Gardener's World, but also we had a chit-chat with Owen Heyman, and he highly recommended your nursery and you as well. And he said that you were a font of knowledge, largely because of your background, having spent 6 years at Great Dixter. Mm-hmm. So what is it about Great Dixter that makes it so special?
I think Dixter's incredible because it stands alone, shall we say. It's not part of the RHS or the National Trust or English Heritage. It's a charitable trust set up by the trustees. It's the Christopher Lloyd Charitable Trust.
Yeah.
So it's quite unique, and it's just such a special place. It really is. It's I think it attracts such a wide variety of people as well. Particularly the students as well. You'll have students coming from all around the world to come and study and train at Dixter. I remember when I was there, we had, there was students from Japan that came over. There was from Canada and America. And then particularly in the winter time, you'd have people from, Sweden and Denmark, Germany.
Wow.
It was incredible. It was such a multinational, place to be training at.
Lovely.
I remember it because you'd be sat around the dinner table and you'd be the only English person around the table.
Yeah,
lovely.
It was
That's
incredible.
great, isn't it?
Yeah, with these different minds, these creative minds together, it becomes quite a melting pot.
Yeah.
Of ideas and creativity, because it is an arts and crafts garden.
Yeah,
incredible. So I spent 3 years in the garden. Well, I went as a student actually first. Yeah, so I was on the waiting list for a year and a half.
There's a wait list, is there? For
yes, as a student.
And being a student, is it a course that gives you some sort of qualification afterwards?
No, there's no written qualification. Right. It's just what you learn, because it's hands-on practical experience that you're learning.
Yeah.
And it's great as well, because you don't realise at the time, but you're learning about the garden design, and you're looking at the ecology as well, and how these plants interlink and how they connect with everything, really.
Right.
And the big thing is succession planting at Dixter as well. So it's extending that season all the way through the year. So from the first snowdrop, right through to one of the last asters or so, and then into the winter as well, with all the winter structure and the architecture that you've got. Succession planting. It's been clever with how you plant. And it's observation. That's the big thing.
Observation.
Observation. Looking all the time. So you take time to weed all of the cracks, within the stone, the York paving.
Yeah.
Because you need to identify all the cotyledon leaves and all the leaves of all these different plants that are growing within it.
Right.
You need to know which ones to keep and which ones to take out.
Of course.
So it's. I remember Fergus likes to do that with the first students really that arrive, just as like
their initiation, isn't it?
The smallest. Yes, it is actually.
Get them on the paving stones.
Nice.
You were using your finger and thumb like this, almost implying using tweezers. Is it that?
Yeah,
level?
they're so small as well. So the things like lunaria, your honesty, and your little notice, your forget-me-nots that are coming through, and a teasel as well. So you've got to be IDing. It's like within an area where you've had a teasel that seeded itself.
Yeah.
You've got to consider how many teasels you'll be needing in that area. Might only be one or two, and as we know, they seed everywhere. So you'll probably be taking 48 seedlings out and keeping those 2 seedlings.
Right. That's very interesting. A real precision and identifying such young plants as well.
And the wonderful thing as well, there's the Dixter Nursery as well.
Yeah.
So the garden is. I worked in the garden for 3 years. A lockdown happened. I was asked to go down to the nursery then to do mail order, because that was the only revenue in at the time at Dixter. This is before Fergus started his Zoom lectures, so it was the mail order that it was crazy busy down at the nursery. And so I was asked to stay then, and I stayed for 3 years in the plant nursery as well.
Right.
So learning incredible things from Fergus Garrett, for 3 years, but then going to the nursery and learning from Michael Morphy. So he's the nursery manager.
Okay.
Been there a long time as well, but he's got incredible knowledge as well as Fergus. Yeah.
Interesting, because we hear Fergus's name, but we don't ever hear Michael Morphy's name.
Michael Morphy, he doesn't like the limelight, let's just say that.
Right.
No. But he's a wealth of knowledge, he really is, and he looks after his team, and he teaches so well as well.
What a fantastic experience. The studentship that you did with Fergus for the 3 years, so is that when you signed on to the wait list to do it, did you know this was going to be a 3-year stretch, or is it whatever you wanted to be?
No, I was only going to be there for, I think it was only 5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was in January, it was the bitter winter. It was only for 5 weeks or so. And then I went to Beth Chateau Gardens.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I spent, and again, that should have only been 3 weeks. But then I stayed there for 6 months.
They can't get rid of you, can
which
they?
was incredible.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that was quite an experience. Beth Chateau Gardens.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very different as well.
Yeah, very different. The planting style and the plants that are used. But an absolutely gorgeous garden. Yeah.
Where were you living?
I was in a static caravan, actually, which was
Beth
on...
Chateau's?
Yes, at Beth Chateau's, yeah. A caravan next to... It was the former veg plot where it used to be.
Right.
And it was right next to the polytunnels as well. But it was... that was absolutely priceless, because you'd finish your day at work, but then you had the whole garden to yourself.
Yeah.
And I remember doing so much reading as well.
What a dream.
But to read the dry garden in the dry garden.
Wow. Yeah.
And the water garden in the it was incredible.
How immersive. And were there other students with you, or were you on your own?
There was a few. Yeah, there was a few at Beth Chateau's while I was there.
All in static caravans?
No, they weren't. There was accommodation in the village. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was a few students that came through in the static caravan with me.
Right. And what's the accommodation situation if one wants to do the studentship at Great Dixter?
Great Dixter. So they've got... I think they've got rooms available in the house itself.
Wow.
There's a cottage that they have, but then they've got accommodation for students. Yeah, they take a lot of scholars on as well. So there's the UK Christopher Lloyd Scholarship, which is a UK student that they will take on for the year, and they'll take a US Christopher Lloyd Scholarship on as well. So that's the Chanticleer Garden, and that's been happening for many years now. So there's a really good connection with America as well.
Yeah. Oh, how interesting. I didn't know all this. We visited Great Dixter earlier this summer, back in July, and loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
We didn't spend much time in the nursery, largely because we had accidentally had caffeinated decaf coffees, and neither of us do well on caffeine. No. And both were on hyperdrive and didn't know what was wrong with us until afterwards we realised that they'd been caffeinated. Yeah. But we did go around everything else, and it was very interesting what you say about those meadows, because they really intrigued us, because there's swathes and swathes of these meadows.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that they had been untilled, unturned for that long.
Yeah, it's incredible because there's so many. No meadow is the same as well.
Yeah.
No meadow is the same every year as well, because it changes. Yeah,
of course,
particularly the yellow rattle.
Yeah,
because it's an annual. It moves through the meadow to find its next host. It's it's broad grass, so that it can suck all the nutrients out of it. It's like alien or something. I think it's and then once it's depleted all of that nutrients, it moves on. Then I think it's and then
it's very interesting.
It opens up the swathe then, so more delicate wildflowers can get into those spaces.
So it's ever evolving. So how is that managed? What do you do? Just scything, or
it's a power scythe that they use. They have scythed at Dixter before many years. I wasn't there when they did the scything, but they have scythed it all by hand before.
What's a power scythe?
A power
a lawnmower.
It's a Trackmaster. It's called. So it's got reciprocal blades that moves very slowly through the meadow. Slow as well. It gives animals and wildlife time to get away.
Get out of the way.
And with the meadow as well, you don't cut it all in one day. You'll just do it in sections so that so that things can get out of the long grass. Yeah. But it's a very slow process, and then you have to rake it all up. It's incredible.
Lovely.
What's the benefit of using a power scythe versus going very slowly with a lawnmower?
I think it's because it doesn't cut. Yeah, it's much more of a rough cut, should we say, that first cut using it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not so
I can understand that as well, because also the hand gesture that you're doing is kind of cutting instead of a lawnmower, which is kind of like spinning around and cutting.
I think a power scythe can get through more thicker stems, should we say, as well.
Right.
Okay.
I think that's
So that's all.
And the thing with the Trackmaster as well, it doesn't. It leaves it on the ground, whereas a mower, I guess, would pick it up, but it just leaves it behind
and then you rake it up.
Yeah, and then it's raked up.
And then all that stuff that's raked up goes onto the beautiful compost heaps at the back.
Oh, did you see them at the top?
Oh, it was the first thing we saw.
She was so jealous.
Took so many photos of the compost heap.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was like, can we just get to the garden? She was like, but I just love the compost heaps.
Oh, I tell you, if I could come in the dead of night like a cat burglar and scoop up all that black compost, I would. That's all I'm interested in.
That is going to be the next heist movie, is you going to steal black compost.
That's the dream, isn't it?
That's the dream.
So do you have any RHS qualifications or any horticultural qualifications, or is it your...
Yeah, I've got a, what is it now? It's a level 3 extended diploma, a BTEC.
Right. So you did that pre-Dixter?
That was before Dixter. I did a fine art degree before.
Did you? Well, this is what I wanted to dig further into. So fine art degree.
Yes, fine art degree. Specialised in printmaking.
Right.
So I did that at Northumbria Uni, Newcastle.
Can we go backwards a little bit? Because my brain works chronologically. So
it does.
Before we get to the fine arts degree, you were out there as a kid. You were with your dad going to the nurseries and really interested in gardening, presumably, if you're heading off to nurseries with him. Yeah. Is your dad a gardener by profession?
Not by profession, no. But he's a great gardener, he really is, and he's just picked it all up himself.
Yeah,
nice.
Wonderful garden he's got, and 2 granddads as well.
Two granddads were into gardening.
Very much into gardening, and it was nice because there was 2 styles of gardening as well. So there's my dad's dad, who was immaculate lawns and wallflowers and bedding and things like that. But yet my other granddad was more vegetable growing, orchards. He had like a small stream that went through his garden.
Oh, wow.
So,
oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
that'd be nice.
Very different styles of gardening. So it was nice to be surrounded by that while I was growing up.
Yeah.
Variety.
Yeah. That reminds me of
Adam. You're going to say Adam Frost.
Yes, Scruffy Nan and Neat Nan. Yeah. He's got exactly the same.
So you would spend time with your granddads in their gardens, and then with definitely. Your dad and at home in the home garden. Were you really getting stuck in?
Yeah, just surrounded by it. I remember Dad pricking out his marigolds as well. Actually, his little marigolds when he used to do a lot of bedding. Actually, and he'd discard all the marigold seedlings, and I'd go and pop them back up at night when he wasn't there.
Oh, funny.
Put them back.
So then, with your garden, you were gardening from very young. Why weren't you pursuing horticulture as a career option at that stage and going down the arts route?
Yeah, I took the fine art path first.
So that was your first love?
That was the first love, yeah. They were always quite fused together as well when I was growing up, but I took the fine art path first. So,
yeah. Do you still dabble in your fine arts?
Yeah, I do actually, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I do lino cuts, relief cuts. And it's nice because I've done lino cuts of gardens as well that I've been working in.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Beth Chatto Gardens to meet Beth Chatto. She was still alive at this point.
Oh, great.
I never met Christopher Lloyd from Dixter. I said, I must go and train while Beth is still alive. And it was wonderful as well because I did a lino cut of her dry garden. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to know who'd done it. So I went, I was asked, Beth wants to go and see you. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's like royalty.
Yeah, she is royalty.
At this point, she was in her 90s, mentally all there, just physically, really. Mm. So she'd go around the gardens in her scooter, a little mobility scooter, still giving notes out to the gardeners, which I thought was incredible.
Amazing.
Just little notes, pointers to put down. So I went to go and see her. And it was really nice because I kept doing lino cuts of her garden. And every time I did a new one, she wanted to come and see me. So we'd have a little discussion. We'd discuss.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really sweet. Yeah.
Oh, Dean, so you really bonded over that.
Yeah, she got the first of the editions then.
Are we able to see these anywhere, your lino
cuts? I think there's a few on my Etsy that I've got actually.
Oh.
Yeah, there's quite a few on there.
Okay.
Yeah, Northumbria, that's where I studied. So we did bookmaking and cyanotypes and etching and silk screen printing. But it was the relief cutting that I really got into, yeah.
That's your thing. Oh, well, I look forward to seeing some of those after this.
And then it was quite it was a nice transition then because it was from the fine art into therapeutic horticulture then.
Oh, okay.
So it's community gardens and farms that I've been working on for the last 4 or 5 years or so. Mm-hmm. So I worked at Oosburn Farm, Baker Grove.
Baker Grove.
Yeah. So Oosburn Farm. So I worked there with a range of ages and abilities, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Helping on the farm, the veg growing side to it. And then I moved to Leicester. I was there for a year and a half or so, working on a community project there. So the therapeutic horticulture was always there, but then I thought, I need to get into horticulture now, Mm-hmm. So that's when I did my level 3 then.
Where did you study that?
I did that at the Newcastle College. That was just before Leicester. So 2 years working with an incredible tutor there, Tony Milan, he was called, who studied at Kew. Incredible knowledge again. And he was the one that said, oh, you should look at this place called Great Dixter. You know, they students on. And he was the one who introduced me to, I think it was Colour for Adventurous Gardeners or so, the Christopher Lloyd book. And it was that I was like, whoa, this place is great. Yeah. And that's how the ball started to roll.
I see. So it's all connected.
And it was wonderful as well because he came to the nursery last week, Tony Milan, and it was just great to see him. I've not seen him for years, but he made the trip.
He must have been so proud.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so that was incredible.
That's quite amazing.
It does sound amazing, and also I love that you have all these plans for the future. So it's not just, well, here we are, this is what we're going to do and carry on doing. You've got all these other ideas with the education side of things and forest schools and all
it's
of that.
The long-term thinking of it as well. And like I said, because we've got the support of the estate, we've got a 10-year lease with them.
Great.
And
Brilliant.
I think it'd be great if we were to continue with that. Yeah.
Getting that 10-year lease is so helpful because it means you can just focus rather than worrying year on year what's going to happen. You can just focus on your long-term plan.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And the Hootons Wilderness, it's called Hootons, Hootons, is because it's in a village called Hooton Roberts.
Right.
So that's the link with it. But if we were to ever move from that site, we can take the name with us then. Hooton's
Wow, can you?
So that's what. Yeah, well, it's not linked at all with the village. It's only just by coincidence that we've called it Hooton's Wilderness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. But hopefully you don't have to move.
I don't know. Hopefully we won't have to do that. Yeah. But like I said, full support, and it's nice as well because the long term plans as well. It's tree planting and things like that.
Okay.
Think about. So on site, it's the wind howls over one direction in particular over the walls. So I need to start thinking of long term planting, like Scots pines and birches and things like that.
Yeah. Get some windbreaks.
For the wind protection and for shade as well.
Quite shelter belt.
And for shelter as well.
Yeah. So there are not many trees at the moment then?
There are. There's 3 actual ancient trees that we've got. They're like 150 to 200 years old.
No way. Where were those?
They're originally from the kitchen wall garden. So the trunks on them are huge. There's 3 of them. They're espaliered.
What type of trees are they?
Interesting.
It's they're a pair. There's 3 pairs. Okay. We don't know what they are yet, actually. I think I need to get in contact with the Northern Fruit Group or so, just to ID. There's plenty of other fruit trees that we've got on site, but I don't know what they are. So it'd be nice to get them ID'd.
Wow.
They're not good lookers, but they're good tasters.
Yeah.
You know? I can imagine they're all gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Because they're like cross between an espalier and a stepover.
All right.
Like a stepover, but much taller. It's quite a unique shape.
Interesting.
And it's wonderful as well because we had our first wassail actually at the beginning of the year.
Your first what?
Wassail.
What's a wassail?
Means good health in Old English.
Okay.
So it's to honour the fruit trees. It's to honour the fruit spirits, the tree spirits. Sorry. Oh. So it goes back before Christianity. It's pagan in its root. You usually find it around the probably more the West Country, the apple orchard regions where they do wassails around the trees. Yeah. So what we got the local Morris group in actually the Morris dancing
Great.
group to sing and dance around these 3 trees.
Oh, so fantastic!
And it's great as well because I think that's the first ever wassail that's happened in Rotherham, which is great. But I used to be involved with it down in Hastings and where we used to live down in East Sussex. They used to do a bit of wassailing down there, but it's usually January times, like December, January time, and the purpose of it is to for a good harvest that year.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what you're doing is you've got your pots and pans. And you're making all of this noise to scare away the evil spirits.
Right.
And then what you do is, it's either cider or perry in our case. You'd put that around the trunks of the trees, and then you'd hang toast that's been dipped in cider or perry. You'd hang that into the trees to attract all the beneficiaries. It's a quirky routine. It's brilliant, but
does it work?
Sounds brilliant.
Oh yeah, the crop was amazing this year. Yeah,
well, there we go. Well, then
Perhaps
we're going to be doing that.
It brings the community together as well. It's like because it's an unknown thing. Where we are in Rotherham, it's quite intriguing as well. I think society's it's not great at the minute, shall we say? So I feel as though we need to go back to our roots and find these and connect back with nature a lot more. I'm really
all for that.
Right,
Sweet Pea, get your Morris dancing shoes on. We're going to dance around the pear trees.
Get the pots in the pans.
Damp toast at it.
I've got my bells still, so you can use them.
You've got your bells, thanks. Send those over.
Yes. Chuck them over.
Well, we have a dream garden to look at, Dean.
We have.
Going to hand you over to Sweet Pea, who will take you through it. So, Dean, for the garden boundary, what are you going to have surrounding
a garden boundary?
I'd
love one of my drystone skip walls.
Of course.
I think I definitely like one of those. I think, and it's great as well because with the skip wall you can put whatever materials you want in it. Yeah,
doesn't matter.
The skip walls that we have at the nursery, people keep seeing them, particularly in the car parks when they come in. And they love them, and I say to them, and it's great because you can put whatever you want into them, whether it's glass or stone or logs or tiles or bricks or whatever you want, really, And there's no limit as well. You could build them quite high as well. I'm starting to get more experimental now, shall we say, with the with the curves and the contours that I'm trying to create on these walls. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
These sound amazing. So how high are your drystone skip walls?
At the minute, I'd say probably about 50, 60 centimetres or so. So they're not too tall, but I do want to go much higher, actually.
Do you have to be, you know how the UK loves its health and safety. Do you have to have any concerns about drystone skip walls tumbling down?
There could be that, actually. I guess you'd have to. Depends how high you want the wall and the boundary to be, I guess.
Really high.
I guess you would have to be. You would have to put cement in. Sorry.
Isn't it such a bore? Not for your dream garden though. You don't need any health and safety. But do you? So it's completely dry. You don't use anything to bind at all.
No. There's it's just clever. Just trying to be clever, really. Thick at the bottom and then starting to build it up. Then.
And you say you've got curves. Are you doing like the crinkle crankle type walls?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to do those ones. Yeah. But I'll definitely be doing something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Perhaps for your dream garden, you can have that.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And are you putting in the plants that you put in and have growing horizontally and then vertically, as you did on the show?
Well, you could do actually. Yeah. I think the nice thing is as well with these walls is you could put soil at the back of them. You could even put sand at the back of them as well. Which again is going to be incredible it's like a block of flats with the sand. So you'll have all the masonry bees and the mining bees and the solitary bees, trying to find these little areas, nooks and crannies that you're creating. If you put soil behind it, and then you can train plants as well. You can place those in and train them. And it's nice as well, even if you've got a shady border or a sunny border, you'll just pick the plants that probably would best suit it. And even then, it's all an experiment. It's all a trial, whether to see they can grow if you place them in vertically and horizontally, and to see whether they will start to turn towards the light and start to create these funky, weird shapes that you want. So a great one that I used actually was Eupatorium capillifolium. It's called a dog fennel. And it's more foliage that you're growing it for, really. It's like a long stem of filigree foliage. It's really soft and fluffy.
Bit like cosmos.
Always reminds me of like a Dr. Zeus plant, actually.
Right.
Oh, that is
it's a good description.
Yeah, absolutely.
What were you doing on the gardeners or for your exhibit at Wentworth Woodhouse? You had some that you had, and then you were taping them.
Oh, yes. So
I'd
place a pot. I'd place a long tom, I call it, a long pot on its side, and what I do, I turn it up so it's straight up. You'd put the dog fennel in the top, and then what you do is you tape it up. The side where you usually water it from the top, that had duct tape across it, and then you turn it round, and then you create a hole on the side then. So that is the top that you're watering.
Right.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes, I've never done it before. That was a huge experiment. And I did that with dog fennels, the Eupatorium capillifolium, and I did it with the willow-leafed sunflower as well, which is Helianthus salicifolius.
Yes.
And again, it's much more of a foliage plant. These are the two plants that Christopher Lloyd, the plantsman, he spoke about in his foliage book actually quite a lot.
Oh,
so it's quite nice to use those two plants within the wall.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful because they were planted up on the side, and it didn't take too long. It was only like a day or two for them to start to come towards the light then. Starting to bend and to move towards the light. Yeah, and it was quite fascinating actually. And then you could slip them then into the drystone skip walls. So it looked as though they just naturally, seeded themselves in there.
That's
so
very
that was
cool.
That was the effect that I wanted. Yeah.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah, because talking about how they only took 1 or 2 days just to properly bend round, because whenever I'm doing seedlings, it can be tomato seedlings, it can be cosmos and everything, I find I'm constantly having to turn the kind of tray, because otherwise they're just going to keep on leaning that way, and I'm like, bend back, and they bend
and then give them a twist round.
Give them a twist round, keep on going. They do it very, very quickly. Are you wanting this drystone wall around the whole entire of your dream garden?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yes. But then different materials as well. So when it, if it is to slope down and create another little area, you could make it more logs and bricks then. Logs and stone. So you're changing the feel and the style and the feel of the place as well. And the habitats as well.
Is Hooton, is that flat? Are you completely flat there?
It's on a slight slope.
Slope.
Yeah, okay. So it dips down and then it goes up the side. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And for your dreamed garden, would you want that flat, or do you like having the slope?
Oh no, undulations. Yeah. Definitely. Undulations. Yeah, like Keith Wiley. When he got the huge mini digger in.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't a mini digger; it was a huge digger that he got in, and he moved so much soil, but he created
quite spectacular
hills and valleys but
made
really,
it fun.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah. And there's always got to be that
There's a lot to
drama
be said for that.
as well. There's always got to be that drama.
It's drama, isn't it?
Yeah.
We live on a hill, and it's a south-facing hill.
It is drama.
It's a lot of drama, and it's a lot of hard work. And we dream of flatness, because you can't take a wheelbarrow on our hill. It's that steep. So we do everything by hand. We couldn't take a digger on to dig the pond. We did all of that by hand. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to do what we've done.
Quite literally.
Often we dream of a completely flat garden, and we did see a place for sale at the flattest land you've ever seen. She said, imagine wheeling your wheelbarrow around that. But you're right, you just don't have the drama, do you?
No.
I know.
And that's important.
Well, it was great because we had a mini digger come in actually in the winter time, and he moved a lot of tons of earth for us actually, and it was we needed a new sales area, and he spent 3-4 days just unearthing, taking all this earth out and placing it onto the sides for us, so that we had those elevations as well around this site, this new section. And it was brilliant as well because as he was unearthing things, we came across these drains, these old stone drains, that had been covered for hundreds of years or so. And it was the first one was an old water drain that was still in use, which was incredible. So we think it goes back to the 1700s at least.
No way.
Lucky he didn't hit that then.
Yeah, and it had just been hidden. And it was amazing as well because that winter there was frosts coming. So the farm next to us, they had to release all their water so it didn't freeze in their huge tanks. And we're oh my gosh, what's that noise? And it was the water. It was all the overflow water underground.
Fantastic.
Because there was there was one piece of stone that we moved, and we could see it all going through. So it was all engineered stone, all being cut stone, and it was incredible because then all that went down to the rill, to the stream at the bottom of the village.
Still functioning brilliantly.
Yeah. And then another one, there was a sewage drain as well that we found, an old sewage drain.
Don't want to touch that one.
And again, it was all lined with stone. It was all cut stone. And again, that has not been used for many, many years. Yeah, but
that's
it was incredible.
You wouldn't want that.
And like I said, we just keep unearthing all these treasures.
It's like an archaeological dig, isn't it?
It is. It's incredible. Yeah, yeah.
What fun!
I'd enjoy that.
So yeah, elevations.
Really
I think that's what I'd be creating. Yeah,
elevations.
So a garden with elevations, your
hills and valleys,
skip wall, and how much land are you imagining you have in your dream garden?
Not 4 acres, because I think that's a little bit too much. Yeah,
too much. Even if you had students or apprentices.
If I could have people. Okay.
Dream is your dream.
But then you might not want that because you might want it more private.
Yeah. Maybe about 2. Yeah. Actually, no. Let's keep with 4. Let's keep with 4 acres. Actually, if I could imagine getting help in as well and getting all the students and everything. Yeah, let's go with 4. Yeah.
4 acres.
Now then, would you like a shed or a greenhouse if you had to choose between the two?
A shed or greenhouse? Oh, I forgot to choose between one or the other. Oh, right. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, let's have a look.
It's the choice of the century.
I think a shed. Oh, should I go with a shed? Yes, I'm going to go. Yeah, go on then. I'm going to go with a shed, I think. Yeah.
That was such a pained expression.
Oh, my gosh, it was, yeah. No, let's go greenhouse, because there's so much more you can do with a greenhouse. You can put all your tools and everything anywhere, can't you? A greenhouse, yeah. I've got to.
Okay.
Yeah,
greenhouse.
Let's have a greenhouse.
What style? What colour?
It's definitely got to be an old. Yeah, it's definitely got to be an old-fashioned wooden one. I think that'd be amazing. Yeah.
A wooden one, painted wood.
Yes, definitely. Sorry,
painted wood.
Painted. Oh yes, yeah. Painted wood with that one. Yeah, and it's great as well because you can white. Got to be white.
White.
Nice white.
A white one, yeah. And it'd be amazing because, the amount of things that you can grow in there as well throughout the season. Yeah. Place your little radio in there and then you're off.
Yes, a radio, a chair.
Yeah.
So what size are you imagining this greenhouse to be?
Not too big, actually. Yeah, probably, let's have a think. Yeah, probably about 4 metres, about 2x4. That'd be quite ideal, I think. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
And will you be growing things in pots, or will you have beds in your greenhouse?
I think it'd be quite nice to have a few beds in there as well. Yeah,
and some
definitely. A little bit of staging, but definitely the beds as well. Because you can grow things so much earlier and later in the season as well.
Right then, my favourite bit, onto the plants. What would be your 5 favourite ornamentals for your dream garden?
Let's have a think. I think dahlias, actually. I do have quite a soft spot for dahlias, actually, yeah. And I think it's nice because the region where we are in Rotherham, dahlias never really went out of fashion, should we say.
Well, that's good.
Because of the allotments and the Yorkshire shows and things like that. And it's great because you've got people like, there's the cut flower industry now that's starting to really bring dahlias back to life.
Yes,
and as well, I think with the heritage of the site as well, because like I said, it had 10,000 dahlias on it at one point and 10,000 chrysanthemums.
Incredible.
I think it would be nice to start growing a few dahlias again. Yeah.
Can you imagine
I remember
how
going
stunning
to
that looked back then when you had 10,000?
Oh my gosh, I bet it did. Yeah. Well, a stunning place to go is Halls of Hooton in Northumbria. Yeah.
Oh,
so it's that they specialise. I think it's that they specialise in dahlias and chrysanths. I think the same family's been going for about 100 years now or so.
Wow,
but again,
that's incredible.
But they line them all out, all the dahlias, for everybody to see. So actually now is probably a good time to go and see them, August, September, when they're in full bloom. And it's nice as well because you can see them all in flower and you can see them growing in the ground and you can see that they are growing there, which is great to see, Yeah, dahlias particularly. More I'd say more... not so much the pom-pom ones or so. I'd say the taller ones where you get the nice stems, for cut flowers and they look great in the garden as well. So there's ones called, like Chimborazo. That's an incredible one.
What's that like?
Really dark red ruby flowers. With it's a white, creamy yellow collarette that goes in, but it's just a single collarette. Yeah. But again, that was that was one of Christopher Lloyd's favourites. Yeah, I think he liked that.
Oh, are you growing dahlias at your nursery?
Yeah, I started. Yes, I think going forward, I'm going to do a lot more dahlias. I think I've done cuttings this year, and they're a sizable plant now. But yeah, definitely venturing, I think, into the dahlias, I think, yeah. And again, being inspired by places like, Great Dixter, and then there's many other gardeners now using a lot more dahlias. So yeah, that'd be incredible.
Lovely. What for other ornamentals?
Oh, let's have a think. Yeah, ornamentals. Heleniums, they're incredible.
Oh,
the sneeze weeds.
Yes.
Yeah, I absolutely love heleniums, yeah. I think as a nursery as well, I think it's quite hard not to go down a rabbit hole too quickly. So I do love heleniums, but I'm really restraining myself. Let's just say that. I don't want to.
You're trying hard.
Yeah, I only want to do probably about 4 or so. There's so many more you could do, but yeah, and it's distinction as well. You've got to try and keep them different as well, not too similar.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I feel anyway. I think, yeah, they're reasonably easy to propagate as well, because what you do, you take spring cuttings from the crown itself. As they start to grow in the spring, you can nip them actually with a little knife or your secateurs or so, just below the surface of the soil, and then you've got a spring cutting then. So you place that into like well-drained compost on a heated bench for us, and then the germination rate for the root growth, it's pretty high actually. So you can do that with like asters and phlox and heleniums and that, and that's a really good successful propagation technique that you can use. So yeah, so from a nursery point of view, it's a really good way of making them. Yeah. So heleniums, definitely.
So which heleniums do you grow?
If I was to pick one,
what varieties?
let's have a think. Sarhin's Early Flowerer, it's called. And I'm picking that one because of the season that it's got, and it's got such a long season of colour all the way through. And the great thing about heleniums is they keep their little pom-pom flowers as well for the winter.
Lovely.
Great. 3 more ornamentals. You've got 3 more.
Snowdrops. Oh my gosh.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
That is quite a rabbit hole that I have gone down, actually, I'll be honest. Yeah.
Yes.
So they're all under the espalier pairs that we've got, the 3 pairs. So I've placed them into aquatic pots.
Why is that?
So it's more to protect them, really. Yeah. More to protect them from like creepy crawlies coming in and trying to eat them.
Oh, okay.
And if you were ever to move as well, it's so much easier just to lift that aquatic pot, and take it with you on your next journey. Yeah.
So they're in aquatic pots, and you put the aquatic pots in the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But does that restrict them and stop them from spreading as much as you would like?
Well, you'll have to take them out of the pots probably every 2-3 years or so. Right. It depends entirely how many bulbs that you're placing in and how quickly those bulbs will bulk up, shall we say. Yeah. So it's like there's one called Godfrey Owen, which has got that's the one that I spoke on Gardener's World, actually. Yeah. So it's got 6 petals on it. Which makes it quite unique, and it's nice because it does bulk up quite quickly, that one. And what I tend to do is, that's about £35 a bulb, that one, the Godfrey Owen.
Is it right?
But I liked, yeah.
But you get 8 out of 1, don't you?
Well, you can do, yeah. It takes time though. That's the only, so you're looking about 2-3 years or so. For a flowering bulb. And again, it depends entirely on the snowdrop bulb that you've got with you. You just keep refreshing them, and it's a good chance to check them as well for any disease or damage or things, and then you can repot them as well and place them back in. Yeah, it's quite a rabbit hole, I must say. Yeah,
I can understand that, and also they're so welcome at that time of year, aren't they? Those early spring flowers are just such a joy and delight after a harsh winter. These beautiful, well, even during the
that's
winter.
Their stage as well at that time of the year. That blank, that dark stage, and then they just shine. Yeah,
gorgeous,
brilliant.
And it's a huge world. It really is. Once you get the bug, that's it. Then, yeah,
you're doomed. You're doomed. You can't stop.
You are.
Oh no.
Financially.
Oh no.
It's not cheap gardening, is it?
No, it's not.
Well, then the last 2 ornamentals, what are those?
2 ornamentals, let's have a think. I do quite like Bomerias, they're called. They're like a false nettle, those ones. Part of the Urtiaceae family. So it's part of the nettle family. And it comes from the Yorkshire because it's urtiaceae because it hurts you. Yeah.
Does it have the purple flowers?
They've usually got white flowers on them, actually. Okay. Yeah, the Bomerias, yeah. But again, there's quite a few different ones out there. They don't sting you, but they look like nettles.
They don't sting, but they still attract the butterflies.
They do. Well, it's more for the leaf that you grow in them, I'd say. Yeah. They've got quite small, insignificant flowers on them, which does attract pollinators, but it's definitely for the leaf that you are growing them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And again, you can do them basil cuttings quite easily, in the springtime or so. You can chop them. Yeah.
Can you use the leaves for tea and soups and crisps?
I think you probably could actually. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I've never tried it. To be honest, but I definitely think you could.
It's interesting though, because we were with friends the other week and he suffers with Raynaud's in the fingers, and he said he was tending to the garden and accidentally grabbed a clump of stinging nettles, and he found that it resolved his circulation problem in that hand, and the other hand he was still struggling with. So he was carrying out this kind of controlled experiment to see how long that lasted for, and then if that continued to resolve it in one hand, he was then going to grab a clump with the other hand. But the stinging nettles do have a lot of these qualities and properties, don't they? So another one is for
arthritis.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you get any benefit from the non-stinging kind, or it has to sting. You have to go through the pain to get the reward after.
Yeah, I don't think so with the Bomerias, but I have heard stories actually, particularly for the arthritis with the nettles as well. Actually, for some people it works, and for some people it doesn't. But I think you've just got to keep doing it every day, just a little tap.
If I hit that stage in life, I will absolutely be trying stinging nettles out.
I think I will as well. Yeah,
anything natural is preferable, really.
I'm just going to watch you charging towards the field and nettles going,
slapping myself.
Brilliant. Right, final ornamental.
Oh, the final one. Oh, let's have a look. Oh gosh, I'm just thinking of this time of the year as well. I think the salvias.
It does change.
Always going to be different.
Oh, the asters. No, let's go with asters. Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asters.
Well, they've all, as we know, they've all changed names now. They're not just asters anymore. I think the reason for that is because you've got in the botanical world, you've got the groupers and you've got the splitters of this world.
Right.
So the asters have been split now. So it's the eurybias and the symphotrichums and things like that. But there's one particular one I do admire actually. It's the wood aster. It's Eurybia diva ricata. It's called that one. I want to say, correct me if I'm right, I'm quite sure it's North American. This wood aster, and it's wonderful as well because it's a gentle creeper, and it's amazing because you can use it in dry shade as well.
All right.
It's got these wonderful little starry white flowers.
Which is perfect.
So I think, going forward as well, I think when it comes to resilience as well with particular plants, I think that's a cracking one that you could place into a shady spot. Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Right then, 5 edible plants.
Edibles, right.
Yes.
Oh, definitely got to be. I used to have an allotment actually when I lived down near Dixter, and it was a really, really small allotment that we had. But what I tend to do is I used to do at least half of it in leeks, actually.
Right,
really?
Yeah, because I think they're just so low maintenance. They're incredible leeks. Once you put them in the ground or so, once you've made your home, they just look after themselves. And as long as you just keep weeding around them, you can keep them right through the winter, and you can just harvest them when you want. Yeah, so leeks is a definite one for me.
I want to hear about this allotment that you had. You said so did a few of you students get
Well, it was I used to live with a Bavarian gardener, actually, right. Michael Vactor, and he's been working at Dixter for at least 9 years now or so. But we lived together for 5 years in the village next door to Dixter, which was called Beckley, and it was so picturesque as well because it was a row of white wooden cottages So there was a row of 7 cottages, with the door at the front that you had to bow every time you went in. And the beams, and it was just big enough for 2, with a nice little wood burner. But what you had at the time, you had there was land next to the cottages that was allocated for allotments.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So it went back to the 1940s or so, we think, and there was a little strip of land for each of the cottages, which I thought was a wonderful idea.
Absolutely.
It was incredible.
So was that accommodation was provided by Great Dixter?
No, that was all independent, that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just through me and Michael when we moved out,
I see. Okay.
When we were in student accommodation at Dixter,
Sweet Pea Beckley is where we stayed when we were down there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, okay.
We went for the most amazing breakfast. There's a Lime Wharf Cafe.
Yes, just where the bridge is. Just a small bridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
We sat outside in the sunshine,
had the most breakfast in there.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it?
Good.
Oh, it's so good. So we had our fill there before heading over to Great Dixter.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, really lovely. Right. 4 other edible plants.
Ah, right. Okay. Let's have a think. Beetroot, definitely. You've got to have beetroot. Yeah.
That's a good
Especially pickling it as well. Yeah. That was incredible. Yeah.
Lovely.
What else would we have? Yeah. So we've got leeks, beetroot, kohlrabi, actually. I tried that for the first time. I tried growing it. I've never had it before. Never grown it, but I quite enjoyed it, actually. Yeah.
How are you eating that?
I just boiled it very slightly. And as well, aesthetically, I think it looks beautiful as well.
Yeah.
So imagine kohlrabi's going through an ornamental display. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
They're very interesting looking.
And it brings you onto the kales as well. The red and the green kales also, using those within an ornamental display as well. I think that'd be great. Yeah. What I found as well, I think it was the cabbage white. I think it kind of stayed off the red ones for where we were in our little area. Yeah. Attacked the green ones really badly. Yeah. But the red ones they were okay with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely a bit of kale. And obviously a potato. You've got to have a good potato.
Got to have a potato.
Yeah.
Any particular
got to have
potato?
Pink fir apples.
Pink fir apple.
Pink fir apples, yeah. They're the most characteristic potato you can get, I think. Yeah. With that lovely nutty flavour and texture. Yeah.
Very nice.
Love them. Yeah.
So on your allotment, half of it was leeks. And
half of it was
various
leeks.
Other veg. Were you then making amazing recipes from all these veg?
Yes.
Well, it was my flatmate, actually. It was my housemate. He was the cook. He was the cooker. I was the grower, shall we say.
Nice. Oh, great.
And he was the one that would make the dishes. Yeah. So it was
Bavarian
a really nice
style dishes or other.
Yeah, it was actually. Well, he was a hunter-gatherer forager as well. He still is, So he'd be bringing in, and when it was mackerel season, he'd be bringing that home, and you'd have the freezer would be full of unknown bags,
amazing,
of meats and so you'd have all these mackerels. Look, when you open the freezer up, you'd have all these mackerels looking at you, next to my my petit pois peas, that I got my Ben and Jerry's, so
Ben and Jerry's.
There's quite a few unknown bags in there as well, yeah. And a hunter-gatherer forager, yeah. It's
that sounds the most
quite an experience,
setup. Yeah, I can imagine.
So he would do a lot of the cooking, and I do the growing, shall we say?
Yeah.
Got any recipe favourites that you like to make with homegrown produce? That he would
there was lovely. I think it was from his mother. Actually, it's like dumplings that he used to make. Actually, like sour dumplings and the veg. Oh no, actually, forget that. There was he'd love to make his broths. Actually, there was like some vegetable broths. Ooh. And I remember he had a rabbit once, and he put all the organs into this broth, which is
crikey.
I remember, and we played a game called Guess the Organ.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I think I found a kidney. It's like, oh no, it's the mushroom.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Yeah, it was broth. I remember that. Yeah.
That was
one
sold
that stuck in my mind.
No,
yeah.
I haven't. Oh,
I remember with the allotment as well. I think because there's quite a lot of trees around, so I used to collect all the leaf mould, And then I used to mix it up with the lawnmower with the grass as well. So what I do is I put a nice big mulch on the top of the allotment. I'd give it a light tickle with the fork. And then what I do, I put the Mypex back over it, the weed suppressant. And then I just keep it then, from like end of October, November onwards. Oh, and it's great because all the worms would start to take the leaves and the grass down as well. Yeah.
Lovely.
And then you just peel it back, the Mypex, when you needed it the following year. Yeah. I think that's my advice, is just to cover it up. Bare soil is the enemy. So you've got to keep it covered.
So don't try to grow anything through the winter months then.
Oh no, do but if there's areas that you're not using through the winter, get them covered up. Yeah,
keep that covered up. So are you no dig generally?
No, I do dig. Yeah, I think it depends entirely what you're working with. I think and the ground that you've got, I think if you've got bindweed and you've got creeping thistle or so, I think you can have a lot more problems trying to do the no dig. Oh. Yeah, because I think eventually, I don't know enough about no dig to talk about it really. I'll be honest.
Okay. So Great Dixter, they weren't, and Best Chatter, they weren't using no dig there.
No, they weren't. No.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I think they're experimenting now. At Great Dixter on it, but while I was there, no, it wasn't. No, I just think it depends entirely on what you're working with. Your sub base before you start placing things on the top of it. Yeah.
Right. Well then, back to the dream garden. What would be one statement tree?
Oh, let's have a look. I remember seeing them at Beth Chateau's actually. The taxodiums, the swamp cypress.
Oh, right.
Taxodium distinctum, yeah. If I had the room and the space and a little bit of moisture as well, if I'd like a small pond or something that I could place it next to. A taxodium, that would be incredible, yeah. It's more the autumn colour, actually. That's incredible. That goes
can you
through.
Describe it to me? Because I don't think I'd recognise one if I saw it.
Taxodium swamp cypresses. So what they do, they the roots, or their knees as they call them, as it starts to mature, the tree, they start to lift these like knobbly knees around them. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
And I don't think, which is incredible, like these wooden knobbly knees that appear.
So these gnarly roots basically coming out the ground, and
I think they are roots, but I don't really know why they do it. They are they are amazing, yeah.
Knees is a good description because they are just kind of the rounded knee, aren't they, sticking out, and the roots back down and under.
Perfect.
And then they start to change colours then, from the red into the yellow then. But then it's the winter structure that you're left with, which is gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, great.
You're thinking of another one now, aren't you?
I am. I think maybe like.
Are you wanting an honourable mention?
Like something, sorbus. Yeah. Sorbus are incredible. Sorbus Joseph Rock. With the white flowers in the springtime or so. Yeah. But then you get the yellow berries, and then that intense crimson red of the autumn colour that you have. Fantastic. And it's nice as well because I'm starting to plant trees, like I said before, for long-term vision of this site. So there is an area where the water does start to accumulate. It's a much more moist in some areas of the site. So it's there where I could maybe plant a taxodium and maybe a metasequoia, a redwood or so. Yeah. I don't think people aren't planting enough big specimen trees anymore. I think there's more being chopped down and coming down, with the wind and things like that. That's being planted, particularly in the big parks and the estates or so.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be nice to just grow some huge specimen trees? I'll probably not see them in my lifetime. Passing on the parcel.
With your swamp cypress, this leads us on to: would you like a pond or a pool in your dream garden, and what plant would you like in that area with that?
I think a pond. I'm going to go for a pond, yeah.
Pond.
And every time I do think of a pond, I always think, like I've just said, Beth Chateau's water garden, with the pools, with the ponds that they've got that meander through the garden.
Do you want that?
Oh, go on then. Should we have that? Yeah.
Yes.
I think I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that idea actually. Yeah.
Nice.
So multiple ponds.
But yeah, and just the sound of water as well.
Yeah.
I think that's as important. Yeah.
So you'd have some flowing water.
Yes, flowing water. Yeah.
Bit of flowing.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
And what plant would you like?
And a plant to go in there. Let's have a think. Yeah, maybe like a thalia, actually. A thalia delbata, it's called. They have them at Beth Chateau Gardens. It's a marginal plant, this one. It's perennial as well, semi-evergreen. It's like a bluish-green spathes of leaf on them, actually. Yeah, which are incredible.
What we've got. I think we might have that.
And it's nice because Michael Morphy, who's the nursery manager at Dixter, he gave my dad some seed actually from the one at Dixter that they've got in a pot, and they've all germinated as well. So, and it's nice because Dad's been selling those in the nursery this year as well.
Do you have plans for a pond at your place?
I think so. I think we definitely need some water. I think it's just essential, really. Yeah. One that would naturally fill and would naturally probably dry as well. You know.
Okay.
I think that'd be quite nice, just with the rain, if we do get any rainfall.
If you get any ever again.
But if I can place it in an area that's, that would accumulate the water probably over the winter time, I think that'd be amazing. Yeah.
Perfect. Great.
Get that digger in again.
It's got to have water. Yeah.
Got to have water. Yeah. It is an important part of the garden, isn't it? It changes it.
Oh gosh, yeah, the whole dynamic of it as well. Yeah.
Final question for your dream garden is: what would be your favourite seating area and drink to have in that area, and then finally a plant as well for that area?
There's a lovely little spot at the nursery. Actually, it's next to our sales shed, and it's a bench. It's a wooden bench that I got from Dixter actually.
All right.
And they've got an ancient barn and they've got their own woodland. So that's where they harvest their own sweet chestnut.
Right. Because we saw them.
So what?
We saw a guy sitting there on a stool and he was sort of using a
on the draw horse.
Shaver. Making those kind of little styles that they use for propping things up.
It's just amazing because I know that wood came from the Dixter Woodlands also.
So was the bench was made at Great Dixter then?
The bench was made, I got it for my birthday actually, probably about 3 years ago now.
Oh, what a fantastic
It's about £160, but it's oak. It's an oak top.
Stunning.
Which came down, I think. Yeah, so they took this section of the oak with sweet chestnut legs on it. Yeah.
So
and that's
meaningful.
One of my favourite little benches to sit on, actually. Yeah.
Lovely. Do you have to treat it, or are you just letting it get weathered?
No, I'm just letting it naturally. Yeah, just age naturally, I think. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll bring it in the winter time or so it's not out. But
will you oil it up in the winter, or?
No, I don't think I will. I quite like it quite natural, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep it like that. So that's. And again, it's like the memory. Yeah, it's just memories as well when you're sat on it as well.
Really important memories
of those days. Yeah. So this, particular bench. Oh gosh, what would I be drinking? Yeah. After hours, of course, when all the customers have
whenever
gone
you
home
want to drink it.
and the gates are locked, maybe just like I'm gonna go for a Red Bulmers.
Oh, I thought you said Red Bull then. I was going to say
a Red Bull. Oh no, not a Red Bull.
Awful.
No. Well, depends how much energy I do need. Yeah.
But Red Bulmers cider.
A red fruity cider. I think that's what I'd have with a little bit of ice.
Red fruity cider.
That's what I'd have. Just sat on my Dixter bench, and looking out over the nursery. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Is that a pint of cider?
Oh, maybe just a cheeky half. Yeah.
Just a cheeky half.
Yeah.
A cheeky half. Great. And what plant would you like in that area next to you?
Oh, what would I have? Yeah. Oh, it depends on the time of the year,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just thinking now, this time of the year. Let's have a think. I'd have I'd probably have a salvia next to me, actually. Yeah.
What type?
Salvia. Ooh. Curviflora, it's called, actually. Yeah. So it's got really dark pink flowers on it, actually. Yeah. Ooh. I got that from Dixter as well. And again, propagated it, yeah. But Salvia curviflora.
What are the leaves like on that one?
Yeah.
It's quite small leaves on it, that one. Quite aromatic. Quite aromatic as well, yeah. Half hardy, I want to say. So what I've done, I've kept it in the stock beds, in these mother beds at the nursery. And it's got through 2 winters now. despite those winters that we've had. Yeah, and it's growing in Rotherham as well.
Yeah,
so it's not in the south anymore. It's in Rotherham. So yeah, curvy flora. I think that's one I'd have next.
Are your stock beds protected?
No, not really. They are open to the elements. There is a little bit. I'd say there's a little bit of shelter. There's like 1 or 2 trees, and there's the frame of one of the old polytunnels, the infrastructure that's there. But no, it's quite exposed actually. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So it's doing well,
and it's nice because I'm building different stock beds as we go. The first one that I build, it holds the moisture in quite well actually, and it's semi-shade. The next one, the last one that we've just built is quite arid, actually. It gets full sun, it gets the wind, And again, it's just trying to find plants that would suit that situation. Yeah. So if you've got, at the minute, we've got 3 different stock beds that have got, 3 different types of plants growing. And again, it's just, like I said, it's observation, see how they are growing.
Yeah.
See their hardiness and their longevity, and how they move as well, how they behave with each other, because it's all about the communities as well that you're trying to create.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And the wonderful thing about the stock beds is that people can see it. It's a living catalogue, which is great at the nursery. So people can see it and go, "Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that looks really nice with that one, next door."
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's great because you're like, I've propagated that. It's here, in the sales area. So people can see it growing. It's not been shipped in on a Danish trolley, growing in peat and being grown in a polytunnel or so. It's hardy, it's tough, it's got through the winters for me. So I'm happy to sell that.
Sell it with confidence. Are they raised beds, the stock beds?
No, they're not raised. No.
Okay, they're just in the ground. What sort of size
just straight
is the
in the
beds?
ground. I'd say, the first one that we've got is probably about 10 meters. It's about 10 meters long. So it's quite, about 3 by 10. Okay. So it's quite large. Yeah, it's quite a large one.
3 by 10, blimey. Huge.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, Dean, I'm going to read back to you your dream garden just in case there's anything you're not quite happy about. Make sure we got it all correct. So, garden boundary, we were going to have the drystone skip wall, very different kind of materials in different areas to give kind of different feeling to different parts of the garden. We wanted elevated areas, kind of ondulation of bits of the wall, and also ondulation of the scenery around you. So we want kind of hills, valleys, that kind of feeling.
Oh, yes.
And we were still going to go with 4 acres because we're going to have students and people coming in to help and look after the gardens with you, of course. Very important. And plants such as dog fennel will be in there, kind of sandy soil as well. And then we were going to have a greenhouse, old-fashioned wooden one in white, painted white, but we're going to keep it natural, so no heating, maybe with a radio and a chair in there, and beds and staging to grow plants. Then 5 ornamentals. Yeah. We had dahlias, the tall cut flower ones, really nice one, especially the Chimborazo, the Heleniums, Sahin's early flowerer, snowdrops, Bamerias, and wood asters. Then 5 edibles, we had leeks, a lot of them, very important. Beetroot, kohlrabi, kale, potato, pink fir apple. Your one tree was a swamp cypress with a special mention to the Sorbus Joseph rock. And then you were going to have a Beth Chatto inspired sequence of ponds with a bit of a flow between them and a thalia in there. And then finally, your seating area was nice wooden bench from Dixter with an oak top and sweet chestnut legs, a cider, a red fruity cider, a cheeky half pint, as we said, and a salvia curviflora next to you.
That sounds like a dream. That really does. Yeah.
I like the amalgamation between Dixter, Chatto, all these different places that have all come together in one garden.
Yeah. There's another
like the
wonderful.
Best of both worlds.
There's other gardens as well that have really inspired us, and I think it's nice because the oak, the pear trees that we've got, it's got quite a mythical theme to it as well. Yeah. It's like mythical, folky kind of feel. And I think, like I said, with the communities as well, I want to get the Morris dancers in, and I want to, keep with the seasons as well. So we did the wassail and May Day celebrations, but there's other wonderful gardens that have inspired as well. There's I want to say like Charlotte Molesworth, Balmoral Cottage, which is down in Benenden.
Oh,
She's the topiary queen. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to go see her because I love topiary.
Very magical. Yeah, it's such a magical. Yeah, there's a gorgeous spirit to it as well. But it's nice as well because Charlotte and Donald Molesworth, when they got married many years ago, they asked everybody to bring them cutting plants.
Brilliant idea!
Box plants as their gifts for the wedding. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Absolutely fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Those topiary pieces now are huge, you know.
Ooh.
But wonderful garden, very inspiration. That's where I take a lot of inspiration from. Actually, her garden. There's the Char de Plume as well in Normandy, which is which is an incredible garden. It's got the French formality to it. So you've got these wonderful, hedging pieces, but then within it, it's very informal. Lots of inspiration from there. There's natural settings as well. I want to say a Puzzlewood, which is in the Forest of Dean, which has got these huge, I think it used to be an old Roman quarry. And you've got you've got these, it's a quarry, but all the yew hedging, the yews have started to grow out of the boulders, and all the oaks and the yews, and it's got this wonderful mythical folky feel to it. Yeah. Lovely. And it's that drama that I want to try and create at the nursery as well. Yeah, these narrow little passages that you'll go down, and then it'll bring you into this entirely different room.
Oh, magical!
Yeah.
So I think, and a winter project, I want to try and create some boulders as well. On site on the nursery. So I don't know how we're going to do it.
Well, I was just going to ask you.
I know, probably like probably chicken wire and mesh and things like that, and then place some. I don't know what we're going to place it, but as long as it's got lots of crevices and cracks in it, so that we can place lots of, little ferns and the mosses can start to accumulate and do that. But I don't want it to look gimmicky, like the rapids at the theme park,
Yeah, you don't want it too staged.
I don't. It's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be just right. Yeah. It needs to look as though it's been there for hundreds of years and we've just unearthed it.
Yeah. It's fantastic to have that. You also mentioned on your website a nursery in the Netherlands, de Hassenhof or Hossenhof?
Oh, de Hessenhof.
De Hessenhof Nursery.
Yeah.
Hans
Kramer, Hans and Miranda Kramer. Yeah.
So how do you come across places like that?
Well, it was while I was working in the Dixter Nursery. There was Jamie, who was one of my best mates who's still working in the nursery. He went over there to work there for, I think it was 2 years. And we went over to visit him in the Netherlands. There was the Dixter, the nursery team that drove over to go and see him. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
And the Hessenhof, it's one of the most acknowledged and it's on the continent actually, as a nursery. It's it's highly regarded, as an incredible nursery.
Wow.
Huge mother beds. That I'm trying to, take a small fraction of that and bring it to our Hooton's Walled Nursery. Yeah, but huge mother beds. Incredible.
So you're drawing this inspiration from all over the place.
All over, wherever I'm working, and plants as well, actually, because the Dixter Plant Fair, there's a spring and an autumn one. So over the years, while I was working there, you're collecting all these little treasures that the nurseries are bringing.
Yeah.
And then you always have that plant cemetery, don't you? We all have one where it's down the side of the wall or something. And you always forget to water it. And then next year you think, oh, you did come through. And I forgot about you. So you always have, but it's great to take that. To take that cemetery and place it in the garden, into the stock beds and getting them into the ground and growing in Rotherham, just to see how they're going to grow. Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
So just been collecting.
Your 4 acres is going to continue taking shape, isn't it? You've got all these incredible plans.
I think it is, and it's just bite size at the moment. It's just what we can manage, because it's just me and my dad.
Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't have done it without my dad. I really couldn't,
And your poor dad's stuck doing it on his own right now as you chat to us.
He is. He's down there down the nursery. Yeah, looking after it. But yeah, I couldn't have done it without my dad, you know. And the family's involved as well. So you've got my sister, she's the tech whiz, you know. She's the one that's done the website, actually, you know.
Great.
And she's my business manager, so she's really cracking the whip with me and Dad, you know, to get us into shape. My mum as well, she does a lot of the painting down there, all the flowers that you see, and she comes down to do some potting. So it is a family-run nursery.
Yeah, that sounds
so
special.
Wonderful volunteers and friends that help out. So it's a family-run nursery. Yeah,
and a community that you're building. Well, it sounds absolutely incredible. We will definitely, if we're in that area,
oh my gosh,
come visit, because what you're doing, and you've only just started out on this adventure, so
it's only our second year. It's only our second year selling. Yeah, but we were so lucky with all the infrastructure that the chap before left us. You know, so and just building on that, really.
Yeah. I genuinely feel really excited for you and your family and what you're setting up there.
And we've got to keep these skills going, these traditional skills.
Yeah,
because the amount of nurseries that are closing down. Yeah, we need to.
Sad, isn't it?
It's sad.
Well, Dean, it's been wonderful hearing about your dream garden and chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah. Please thank your dad as well, and your mum and your sister who are holding the fort.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, it's been lovely talking to you.
You too. Yeah. There's been a good old chit-chat with Dean.